Good afternoon. My name is Christina Reef, and I'm here with Team 2 to present to you Week 10 results. In Week 10, we focused on our revenue strategy. We tested that strategy, and we've analyzed the results. We're here today to speak to you with regards to those results, as well as discuss next steps. Our revenue strategy is built on two main categories that we're considering to be our core business. Those include office lease space, which we have two different kinds. We have cubicles and office space. And then we have core business services. Those are pay-for-use services that are broken down into your typical back office services. And then our specialty services, which include legal, grant services, and marketing, just to name a few. So in terms of the value proposition relative to our core services for the office space, one of the core values is location, location, location. Our offices are located in a very central, highly sought after location that is full of both technology and various business it's a business district, and we believe that will be very well suited to new business owners who are looking to collaborate both internally and externally, as well have easy access to all of the business resources that they need. Secondarily, on the service end, we believe that the value proposition there is that we have pay-for-use services, which brings knowledge-based professionals to the new business owners that may not otherwise have access due to the higher cost in retaining those professionals. Additionally, our services will be lower than the traditional market rate by at least 25%. So as we look at our pricing strategy overview, we've broken it down by lease space as well as services. And as you can see here from a gross margin perspective, we are projecting a gross margin in the 50 percentile range. This is based on a goal of 80% occupancy as well as associated sell-through on our services. One area that we know is that we're going to have to dig a little bit deeper into what our overheads are going to be in order for us to understand whether or not the net margin is actually going to be viable for us. Evaluating our payment flow, this was a very interesting exercise, and one of the key things that it highlighted was the fact that we are going to have to stay very focused on cash flow. As you can see here, from a startup perspective, we're going to have to front load the expenses relative to leasing the office space as well as paying and retaining our professionals, so we can therefore sell it to our hub customers. That's going to require a lot of cash up front, and we're going to have to make sure that we have that cash flow steady in order for us to ensure that we continue to maintain our liquidity and we're able to manage our own debts. Target performance metrics. This is an area that we anticipate will continue to develop through the maturity of our own business. Some key ones that we will focus on initially are going to be gross and net margin, obviously. We will also use the current ratio to ensure that we stay liquid. And then from a customer retention perspective, we want to make sure, as we'll discuss a little bit more going forward, is that we want to focus on our customer retention. We'd like to have them 3 to 5 years, and that will be a key performance indicator for us. So we're going to move into our testing. And here we've broken it down similarly to focus this first on lease space. And this was actually a surprising area to us. Overwhelmingly, our respondents indicated that they were very interested in the cubicle space versus the office space. And just with the 5 respondents, we had projected that we would have 80% capacity filled just with the 5 respondents, which told us that our supply and our demand were not matched. On the strategy for our services, we had an overwhelming positive response. All of the respondents indicated that they were happy with the pricing. They recognized that the pricing was below market and that from a value perspective, they saw bookkeeping and your basic accounting services to be one of the core services that they would want to retain. Additionally, grant services, both grant writing and administration, were the two other key players here relative to what was interested or what our survey respondents were interested in. So this slide right here reflects that we asked our respondents to please let us know if they would be interested in procuring the services in an office space in a package deal. And we threw out several different options for them. And what this really told us is overwhelmingly 80% of our respondents, or 4 out of 5, indicated that they really want access to everything. And one of the key things that they brought up was that they see using more or less of different types of services throughout the maturity of their business. So for this week, we updated the business model canvas to really just reflect some updates pertaining to the results that we found. We just highlighted that we'll add in the specialty services and that our core business is going to be the office space, and that, you know, we're leveraging the location, which the respondents indicated were key elements to retaining the hub. So from a conclusion perspective, overwhelmingly, our respondents were very positive about our pricing, about our core offerings, about the location. They were overwhelmingly in unison, really, that they were interested in cubicle space. This was a highlight to us as a team that we maybe have an opportunity here to go back to our space and see how much of it is actually configurable, where we'll be able to be more responsive to our customer needs. Maybe some of the office spaces, for instance, can be turned into cubicles, or maybe some of the convening area, if we find some wasted space or maybe some space that we can optimize by adding more cubicles, that's something that we will look into. And we are very excited about that opportunity. Additionally, services is probably an area that we need to focus on in terms of our marketing, that services are an option to be provided without coming to the hub for an actual place to have an office. In terms of next steps, we're going to dig a little bit deeper into our model. We'll continue to vet out our revenue and pricing model. We'll look at our overheads and understand what that does to our net margin. And then we'll focus on week 11 activities, which is really starting to look at what are the key partnerships that we're going to need. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed week 10 update.